Hello everyone, you're watching the Green Dream Project. Jim here.
And Jessica.
And we're making this video. This video has probably been a long time coming. We want to talk a little bit about living in a trailer and living off grid. It's like two kind of big changes in our lives, and we kind of really didn't address it specifically. Just talking about going from maybe your kind of larger suburban house to living in a trailer. It was, I'm not going to lie, it was a little bit of a shock.
It's a big change.
We came from living in a 2,300 square foot home, 3 full bathrooms, a big loft space, big kitchen, big living room. It was a big size house, and it was just, me, you, my mom for the most part, but it was a lot of space for just a few people. Kind of filled up a little bit near the end, but that's a different story. And now we've gone into living into this trailer, which is maybe approximately 240 square feet. It's not huge. I think the difficulty was trying to downsize. And we downsized a lot. We got rid of a lot of stuff, but it's always one of those issues where you're downsizing and you're like, oh, well, I might need this down the road, I might need that.
Yeah.
And it's just like, what do you get rid of? What do you keep? We did get rid of a bunch of things. We had a bunch of garage sales. We donated a bunch of things. And, we got half of a shipping container still full of stuff from our house. And even then, we still ended up with a lot of stuff on the inside of the trailer. And it's like, where does this go? Where does that go? What do I need? What don't I need? And just trying to get everything.
Get it all to fit, get it organized, so it's not like cluttered. I still felt like it was kind of cluttered in there, but I think we did find out there was a lot of things like we just didn't need to use on a daily basis.
And of course, one of the challenges, like first, not only were we coming from that large home, going into the trailer, but then we were living in here with Peter for a while, and crew. They were in here like full time. It was 3 people plus the dog, plus all of our stuff, trying to cram into this little space, and it was a little claustrophobic at first.
Mm-hmm.
Another challenge was that when we first started living in the trailers, we were living in the RV park, which when you're living in such a tiny space like this, you're really spending a lot of your time outside. Now at the RV park, sure you can go outside, but it's not really your space. It's like a shared space. So even then you kind of felt like maybe you had to kind of be inside a little bit. At least that's...
Well, I did.
Yeah. You definitely were...
Like you step out the door and there's just people everywhere. And, they allowed pets there too, so there were people and their dogs were everywhere.
Yeah, everyone was very nice there. It's just, it didn't really feel like your space, that you could just go out and
it wasn't. Yeah,
it's not your space, so you really just couldn't go out and do what you needed to do at somebody else's area,
Yeah, and then being inside in a cramped space, you don't have that personal space. There's less privacy too, so.
So when we got out here, it definitely opened it up. Peter was able to kind of move some stuff over to the motorhome, and he kind of sleeps over there. And then we feel like we can kind of go outside, take care of more stuff out there. So really, this space has not been bad at all.
Yeah.
It's like just what you need. The inside space becomes less. This is where I want to spend my days. Just become utilitarian. It's where you sleep, you eat, maybe you hang out for a little bit, you take a break in there, but mainly you're spending your day outside.
Yeah.
Which is kind of where you want to be anyway.
And it's not like you're in a cage or something.
Exactly.
If any of you ladies have to live with multiple men and or a large dog, you might know it's difficult to keep the house clean. And I thought it might be nicer having a trailer that it's a smaller space, makes it easy to clean, but it gets dirty fast. And being out here where there's less pavement, there's lots of mud and stuff, we track that in all the time.
Yeah, that's the one thing, like, it is dirty out here because, so that's all it is dirt. So, like, you come in, you're tracking dirt, dust, and mud, and you wash your hands, and my hands have never been this dirty. I put my hands in the sink, and then dirt just flies off onto the sink, onto the walls. It's bad. You really got to be up on the cleaning. It's a small space, so like you don't have to clean a ton of stuff, but you're cleaning. You really want to stay on top of that.
Yeah, more often. And it's easy for things to get cluttered. You set something down, and you don't have a lot of counter space. You don't have room, so it gets cluttered up pretty fast.
Yeah, I try and help and stay on the cleaning when I can. I try and stay on the dishes because dishes, your small sink space, so those pile up. I try and clean where you can when you can. It's the clutter thing. That's what I have a problem with. I have always a problem with setting things down, and then, by the end of the week, it's just stuff everywhere. One big shock was moving from the larger space into the smaller space, and we kind of had a transition period living in that trailer park for a while. So we were able to kind of get used to that space, especially being so cramped. And then, but we were still kind of tied into the grid. We still got all the water we could need, all the power the trailer could handle, really. But then that shock was moving the trailer out to here where we didn't have those connections. No, ready water supply, no ready energy. And it was particularly difficult because you were still working. We were running the generator a lot because the generator needs to be running for her to use her computer. And she was working 10, 12 hours a day. And that was something to get used to because once we got out here, it's like, okay, I got to start work, got to run the generator. And we were running little tanks of propane. And we had no idea how fast we'd be going through propane on that generator. So, like, I was getting these, 3.5 gallon tanks, and it would last maybe 4 or 5 hours. And if you're working 10 or 12 hours, that little tank isn't going to cut it. So that was one thing we learned. We had to definitely upgrade to a larger tank, and then we were much better off, but we had to run that thing for 10, 12 hours, and it was a little scary for you. Am I right? Because we were like, oh man, how are we going to get the power we need? I gotta work. This isn't going to cut it. So it was a little frightening at first, being cut off from those lifelines. But we were able to find out how to work with the generator. We were able to work with that a lot better. We were able to figure out our water needs, how to get water from the tanks into the trailers. And it was just about being more conscious of our energy use, being more conscious of our water use. I think we've been able to scale back really quickly on things we don't need. We were still using a lot of things that we were maybe using back in the house, as far as energy consumption and, water consumption. Like we were still using that distiller out here. And the distiller, although it worked well when we were in Coolidge and we had that, a lot of power that I can use, it's a great way to purify that water. But being off here, being off grid, you really want to try and cut down that use as much as possible. So now we use the Berkey filter.
That's all gravity fed.
It's all gravity fed, and
power.
it's probably the best kind of filter you could have, kind of living off grid, because it just takes everything out. The transition that we've been having hasn't been the most easy. There's a little bit of shock going, let's say, to trailer life, and then from trailer life to off grid life, but nothing too bad. And we've just been able to so far meet those challenges that we've been facing. and just thinking through those issues, maybe scaling back a little bit on some things. But it's been pretty good. So I think another big thing was just, and this wasn't a shock. Like, we knew when we were out here that it was going to be a lot of work, for sure. When you're working on these projects, things always take longer and they're more expensive than you originally think. There's always extra costs. Things always take a little bit longer, especially when you're learning. Some of these projects here has been taking me a while, just because I've just been learning every step of the way. So we'll be out here, we'll be busting butt like all day, digging trenches, building mud walls, and especially during the summer, we're putting in long, hard, hot days. It's a different kind of work than, let's say, working that 9-to-5 job. That 9 to 5, you might see an initial reward right away. So many hours worked, you get paid so much money. And here, those rewards may not be as direct as that, but it's way more fulfilling. And because you know that you're working towards something that is going to last, that is really way more secure than just working that 9 to 5. I mean, you're building something out here that's going to last, that is secure, because you're building those stronger connections. You're responsible for it. You know how to build it. You're building it, so you know how to fix it. It's all about taking charge of their lives. So we just wanted to talk a little bit about those transitions for us. Like I said, we've been living out here now we've been doing this now for the better part of a year. Like I said, we probably could have done this video a long time ago, but just so much is going on. And we might not even have covered everything about just those transitions. So definitely, if you guys have any questions for us about something we may have missed, about some experiences we may have had, put those questions in the comments. We'll try and answer them as best we can. And yeah, anything you might be curious about that we might have left out of here, just put it down there. Thank you for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up. Give this video a thumbs up if you like off-grid, if you like homesteading. Definitely subscribe, because there are big things coming up. I got big news to share. I want to share it right now, but I can't do it. I can't do it yet. Big announcements coming up. Definitely subscribe so you can stay in the loop. And definitely leave your comments down below. Any questions, even just to say hi. We want to hear from you guys.
And come and connect with us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, because we'd love to see you there.
Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye.